Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wizard World Virtual Experiences as the crowd virtually applauds wildly. Let me hear it. We can't actually hear you, but we can feel the love from across the globe. People watching from Greece, France, the UK, across the country, Canada, and Mexico. We are very excited to be streaming to you live for free on Twitch, Facebook Live, and YouTube. My name is Mike G. I'll be your host, as always. Again, on behalf of Wizard World Virtual Experiences, welcome. This is incredible. We've got some amazing cast members to bring out. I want you to give us those like emojis, those heart emojis, the applaud emojis. If we give all three of those, maybe we'll have the power of three in terms of emoji love out there. Show us your love. Show us where you're watching from. Post questions in the comments. We have a ton of questions already to get to from just our Twitter audience, but we're going to try to get to as many fan questions as possible. Again, like I said, we are streaming free to the comfort and safety of your homes. But that doesn't mean that you can't interact with some exclusive paid experiences as well. Just head to wizd.me/virtual. Once again, that's wizd.me/virtual. It's also at the bottom of the screen right there. That is where you can purchase those one-on-one live video chats, which will happen immediately following this panel. Also, you can get autographs with this amazing cast. You can get video recorded messages where you send them a little blurb and they'll record it for your loved ones. So definitely take advantage of that if you are able. Also, don't forget that we have a ton of memorabilia from past conventions. We love these next three folks that are about to come out here. They have traveled the country with us, and the world actually, have traveled with us. And so there are some older signed autographs and memorabilia at the Wizard World Vault from past conventions. So check that out. Some amazing charmed memorabilia up there. That is wizardworldvault.com. Again, that is all on the wizardworldvault.com. There's also tons of other stuff from our amazing artists and vendors. We can't be in a physical convention hall right now, but we're trying to bring and recreate that convention and that con life and that con family here in the digital platform. So definitely head to that Wizard World Vault. Speaking of amazing vendors that we know and love, we have an awesome sponsor today. It is Sola Look Cosmetics, and they are excited to present a Charmed eyeshadow palette. That's right, everybody, a Charmed eyeshadow palette. Officially licensed collector's edition eyeshadow palette inspired by these supernatural sisters. To purchase the palette, visit their online store at solalook.com. That's S-O-L-A, look.com. There's also a link directly underneath me on Twitch, so you can just scroll on down and check that out. They're offering right now free shipping in the US. Additionally, if you use an exclusive discount code WizardWorld, you will get $2 off your order. And on top of all that, $1 from every purchase will be donated to Meals on Wheels America, a nonprofit that delivers nutritional meals to seniors in need. So again, shout out to our amazing sponsor today, Sola Look Cosmetics, and get that amazing eyeshadow palette inspired by the characters of Charmed. Speaking of Charmed, let's bring these folks out here. We've got three, and fingers crossed, y'all, we have a fourth person that was announced recently that is in Mexico right now at her home and is suffering from some Wi-Fi issues. So we hope that she joins us in the middle. But first, let's introduce star of Picket Fences, Pretty Little Liars. She is Piper Halliwell in the WB series Charmed. Let's hear it first for Holly Marie Combs, everybody. That was Brian whistling in the back.
Hang on.
Turn on your video. Turn on your video, Holly.
I'm doing the stuff. Stop it. Don't rush me. I'm doing it. Okay, I got it.
Holly Marie Combs. Thanks for joining us, Holly. All right,
next. That sounds really frightening.
From Sleepwalkers and Return to the Blue Lagoon, he is our favorite white lighter, Leo. Let's give it up for Brian Krause.
Woo!
Oh my God, stop. Jesus.
What?
All right, next up from Lifetime's Army Wives, we know and love him as Chris Halliwell, son to these two folks that just came out a second ago. Let's hear it for Drew Fuller. What's up, Drew?
Woo!
I like your name, Drew. The only son. Forget that Wyatt guy. He's a hack.
Yeah, the only son.
And if she comes out, we'll give her a proper intro. Again, we were chatting with her a little bit earlier, and her Wi-Fi has been a little bit spotty, but hopefully she can join via audio. We're very excited to have Paige Matthews. She's the recent singer on her newest album, Planet 9. So definitely check that out. And she will be available for those one-on-one chats. Rose McGowan. Unfortunately, she's not here right this second. But thank you three for joining us in this virtual setting. Kind of crazy, huh?
Quite, it is crazy.
How are you all doing given these times? You know, we used to all travel together pretty regularly on the convention circuit. What is it like having ceased to be in physical places with large groups of people and now joining us virtually with, again, there's thousands and thousands of fans watching around the world?
It's super weird for me. I mean, my bags are still packed at the front door as if I'm going somewhere sometime soon. True story.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah, your turn.
No, Brian's turn.
My turn. You know, it's the craziest thing I think any of us could have ever imagined happening in our lifetime. You know, and I know that we've all gone ups and downs emotionally, and you know, I think the best thing we can do is just support each other. It's we're going to get to the other side of this, so it's nice to be here and connect one way or the other. So
awesome.
What was the question again?
Oh, just how are you doing during this time? Like anything you doing to pass the time, and what's it like? What's it like being stuck in your home over there?
Clearly, he's been growing his own jungle.
Thank you. I've become a botanist.
What is
that's plastic.
Out of your head there?
It's a tree.
A tree. It's more than a tree. It's a few trees.
No, it's one tree. That's one.
Hey, what's in that coffee cup back there?
What coffee cup?
No.
Oh, that's a candle.
Oh.
It's empty.
No, it's not. You want me to
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Okay,
Drew's going to get something. I'm excited to. Oh, is he just showing us the depth of his home?
Please don't bring.
Oh, he's lighting the candle. He's lighting the candle to prove it's a candle.
Dang.
Turn your phone off.
It's off.
It's definitely
FaceTime.
Is Rose calling?
I want to say congratulations first off. Charmed, obviously, you all know, was one of the hit shows from 98 till 2006. Most watched on the CW. And then now, even recently, when it came on Netflix, and that's where I recently became a huge fan, one of the most binge-watched shows on Netflix. I want to get right to the fan questions because there's a ton of them out there, and I want to make sure to get through as many as we can for all the folks watching at home. This is from @Charmed Reunion. On Twitter, wants to know, what do you think was the recipe, if you will, the magic recipe that made Charmed a hit show at the time and then has like this lasting fan base? Like I said, there's thousands of people that are just blowing up the stream right now with hearts and love emojis and things like that. And I'm just curious what you think was the official sort of thing that made it so popular and had such a lasting power.
Okay, Drew, go.
Go, Drew.
What was the question again?
Oh my
Jesus.
You're good.
Fired, Drew.
I like it. I like your style, Drew. Charmed Reunion. @Charmed Reunion wants to know what do you think has led to the lasting success of the show? Because we knew it was successful at the time, but it's still being binged to this day.
Well, I died relatively quickly in my tenure.
Sure.
So I'm probably not the person to ask about longevity.
But you're still one of the most popular characters, isn't that? I mean, I think that's even a testament to the show itself and your performance in the years that you were there, and to now still be recognized as the only son, which I think a lot of people will agree with. You know what I mean? Like, what do you like?
Not a lot of people would agree with that.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
A lot of people would not.
Sound off in the comments. Wyatt versus Chris. Who do you like better? And know that Chris is on the call right now, so make sure you pick wisely. Well, Drew, how about just coming in at the height of its popularity,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
coming in
Yeah,
like
Drew.
it was season 5, 6, and 7, right? You came in there. What was it like to enter such a huge show at the time?
Honestly, it was a really kind of I didn't understand the scale when I first entered
Oh.
Sure.
into the realm, and I didn't realize how incredible the fans were. When you're starting off in your career, you're really just looking for anything sustainable. And I was fortunate enough that I got on the show with these incredible people, and obviously I got to work with those two on a daily basis for a few years, and it changed my life. Honestly, it's like the fact that we're still talking about this 18, 20 years later.
Yeah.
And the fact that
There's
it
no
has
need for
resonated.
numbers. Okay. There's no need for numbers.
I'm sorry. For like an X amount of time has gone by, and the fact that it still resonates it's incredible. And the fact that to still travel the world with them and kind of share stories, and our friendship's grown over the years. And it's humbling and it's awesome.
Sure.
Fine. There, serious.
Fine.
Fine. It's so much better when I don't know what you're asking.
Holly, Brian, similar reflections. By the way, Chris, you're getting a lot of love out there. There's a lot of just both sons were great.
My Drew.
No, get your Chris. Get over it.
Yeah.
Love for the character, Chris, played by you, Drew, of course. Brian, Holly, you were with the show since the beginning, made it all the way through to the end, obviously. And two of the most popular characters. I think their relationship is the backbone of the entire show, me personally. But I'd love to know sort of how you got involved with it, and then when you realized it was such a success, and then how that lasting success has affected you.
Well, to answer your last question, I think, we got really lucky with the chemistry between us, the girls twice. Mm-hmm. So it's, when I catch glimpses of it every once in a while, I notice that there was just, there's a realness to our we're just like, we're having fun while saying these lines most of the time. And now what I see now is that, literally a lot of the time we were trying not to crack up at either each other or ourselves. So that's always fun. And, it was not a bad day to go to work when, you could do.
You got to work with me? That's really kind. Thank you.
No, I wasn't talking about those days. But when you got to do dramatic scenes and funny scenes and stunts and special effects, and we always had new fascinating guest stars, not Drew, come through that, it was literally not a boring job. Did you catch that?
I caught it, but I wasn't a guest star either. Cool.
Yeah, that's rude, Holly. This is a recurring character.
Not recurring either, dude. Oh, God.
Recurring for one season, then regular for at least 2 or 3. Oh, man. Oh, he's out. Drew's out.
Oh, only someone out. That means we're sunlit.
I'm back.
Oh. Don't get
Didn't take much.
It's going to be a long day. Okay. And go, Brian.
Oh, is it on me?
Brian, remember we agreed when there was awkward silences, you take over?
That's when I take over?
Yeah.
Are you wearing a bandana inside?
Yes, I am. This thing hasn't left my head, I tell you. It's a new look. I love going to the bank with this thing on. Give me all your money. It's actually kind of fun. You can make the quarantine fun.
That's not the legacy we want. Please don't do that.
Well, I haven't washed it in 6 weeks. I wonder if that's
I bet it smells
a problem.
You should auction that off, dude.
I should, but I keep spraying it with sanitizer, so it's fine.
Jesus.
To get back to the question, I think Holly said it best. The chemistry that the girls had was unmatchable. And I think what kept it going is, the show is about people who are different and proving that, family together, that you could be different. And if you had a tightness and a family togetherness, you could achieve anything that you imagined. And I think Aaron Spelling and, you know, what the girls brought through was kind of left that legacy to it. And I think that's why it's kind of timeless. Not to mention all the man candy. I mean, come on.
Did he say man candy?
Can you edit that out later when this goes live?
That's the fun part of this. It's all happening live. It's all
it's live. We're live right now.
It instantly uploads right after.
Oh, cool. Right.
So everything you say. Yeah. Shout out to Erin Spelling.
No, hang on a second. Rose is saying that she keeps trying to get on, but no one is answering her.
Well, there might be behind the scenes. So we do have. Got it. Yeah, it looks like she is trying to get in, Holly, but just based on the lag and the she's having a tough time getting in. I wanted to, I mean, you were joking, Brian, about the man candy, important part of the show, but let's be honest, like.
No, Mike.
What? The most important?
Mike, he wasn't joking.
He wasn't.
Thank you. Like,
I wanted to shout out.
To the 5 of us, right? Let's just be honest.
Let's be honest.
I'm gonna see if Rose can FaceTime me.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Then we can.
And then you can share your screen.
Terrible idea, but.
Holly.
What?
And you can share your screen.
What is that?
For the man candy. Leo is man candy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Someone say man candy again.
Man candy. Let's talk about the women of the show.
Yes.
The number one, like the longest, the show with the biggest longevity for a show with female leads or women leads. I think that, Brian, to your point, was the key to the success of the show, was that charisma between those 3 leads in both iterations. You know what I mean? When we had obviously Shannon Doherty, but then we moved on to Rose. It didn't skip a beat. Holly, what was that like at the time? You know, switching sisters, if you will. I thought the show handled it masterfully in terms of the writing, but I wonder just on a personal level and as an actor, you know, what it was like to make that shift between seasons 3 and seasons 4. Sorry, I know you're trying to get.
No, Joseph's still trying to get it. We were nervous. We were nervous that, you know, it wasn't going to work, and you know, it's a hard sell to be like, okay, well, that sister's done and gone, but here's your new half sister. Ta-da! You know, so it was a risk, obviously, and we weren't sure it was going to work, and thankfully it did. And Rose brought, you know, a different quality to the show that we didn't have before.
Sure.
Yeah.
Leo, how about no, Leo? My gosh, I'm calling everybody by names. Brian. Brian, I've been binging like a crazy person. I'm so in love with the show right now that I just see you as your characters like a crazy person. Brian, same question for you. What was it like making that shift? You know, from the 2 sisters, the sisters sort of changing.
I think, like Holly said, it was. I think we were all nervous. We didn't know what would happen. You know, Shannon brought a dynamic that you know, the show kind of carried for a little while, and we all knew of Rose, but wasn't sure how the fans would accept this. You know, oh, now you have a new character. Let's go. And what she did bring, and you know, her talent and bubbliness and fun, you know, took our show into a whole different direction. And I mean, we did 5 more years with Rose. I mean, kudos to her and everybody's chemistry. So it was a surprising gift that we all got.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Holly. I think Holly's still talking to Rose, trying to get Rose on. It was cool to see the shift of Holly's character. You know, Piper shift from the middle child to becoming, you know, that older child and being the one that was, you know, the responsible one of the family, kind of keeping them all together. I'd love to get to another fan question. There's a lot of fans asking a ton of questions, and so I've sort of combined all these. But shout out to everyone watching, including and specifically some of our fans out there: Abby Harris, Alexis Blue Queen, watching on Instagram, watching on Facebook. What is the trait that you feel like you are most associated with in terms of your character, or your favorite thing about playing your character in this show? So a trait that you love the best, that you wish you had, or you really feel like you connected with the most?
I think for me, you know, I think people think I'm this angel, and I'm so angelic and wonderful. And I think if you ask my other 2 castmates, they would strongly disagree. But
What
you
are
know,
you talking about?
I'm an angel.
Yeah, you are.
You know, and I wish I honestly had a little more of that to me: patience, understanding, forgiveness. You know, and it's something, you know, playing a character that for that long, it really makes you look at yourself and wonder if you could be a little better. So now I am an angel. I'm wonderful.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Wait. I can't hear you. Wait. I have her. Everybody shut up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
There's Rose, everybody.
Flip your camera, Holly.
What?
Holly, flip your phone. There you go. Yes, she's
Yes.
there.
I'm just gonna say it like this.
Paige Matthews, everybody. Rose McGowan on a cell phone through a screen, through your screen. Just the depth here.
Wait, I got it. Okay. Can you see it?
It's genius.
Rose, how well can you hear us? Can you hear us all right?
What?
Can you hear us okay?
Dude, this is amazing.
For those fans that have been watching, you know, these have all truly been experienced. Yeah, take another photo. Now we'll get a photo
No, it's good.
of a computer screen.
It's good.
It works.
It works.
Pearl, wait, Holly.
What?
Pearl ate my computer laptop screen, and the whole time in quarantine, I've been like, I don't know why I've had this feeling of paranoia that my laptop was going to die for no reason. And then I took it, and then Pearl ate the corner of the glass, and the whole thing is dead.
Oh,
It
no.
was like part of my new book, part of like it's all, and I didn't back it up.
I know.
So I'm
no.
sorry, I'm pixelated and have bad reception.
No,
I'm
you
doing
look
my best,
good.
y'all.
Rose, you look great. Rose, congratulations on your album, Planet Nine. A lot of fans have been asking about that. I know a lot of the purchases are going towards COVID relief. So thank you so much for putting that out there. And we appreciate you being here. We were just chatting, and I know we might not have you for too long, but we were just chatting a little bit about the character of Paige and how, you know, she came in, and the fans have been watching and just totally agreeing that the transition was almost seamless. And that's a testament not only to the writers and the show creators, but to you and the charisma you had and the chemistry you had with the sisters. I'd love to just hear a little blurb about coming into the show at the height of its popularity and what that was like.
Yeah, it was interesting because I got told by, and I think it might have been James Conway, one of our producers, and it was like the second day of filming, and he said something nice. He said, you know, if the show doesn't succeed, most shows never succeed major cast change. Just don't.
Yeah.
So don't take it personally if the show dies. It's not your fault. And then it seemed that it just went the other way. And I think also because I'm one of those people, I actually hate roller coasters, but I ride on them all the time. Well, when I, you know, not all the time, but, you know, if I'm around a roller coaster, I'll ride it, but I hate them. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. And I get in the roller coaster, and then I'm like, oh, no, I hear I'm stuck in the I remember I don't like this. And it was somewhat like, for me, like the thing of like, oh, God, I didn't think about it. I never thought about how people would react to it until interviewers, like, they would always ask, especially in the beginning, like, what's it like taking over for Shannon Doherty? And then they would always ask, like, do you get along? They were always trying to get gotcha moments with the girls because really at that time, the media girls were not allowed to just get along on set, right, and do their work. But Paige, like, came in, like, I think because I was so vulnerable, like, when she comes in with the candle, right, in the first episode that she's in, and that's Paige funeral, right?
Right.
And I think because I was like so new to the world of TV, and like it wasn't until the very first day that someone was like, "Oh, most people are gonna hate you," and I was like, "Oh," and then I went and filmed that scene. They're like, "Don't worry, it's not your fault if you get a lot of hate," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it." So it kind of made me extra vulnerable, and I think that really worked for the Paige character. And I wanted to make kind of a baby blue hill ball. Like I Love Lucy, like just kind of like that, and then have her grow, you know, as I grew, and also same with the relationships with the sisters, and having great chemistry. Great chemistry with a cat is a rare thing, you know. And when that happens, when you don't have chemistry with another actor or another character, it's hard. feels like you're trying to like support a ship that's sinking. And I never felt like that. So that was great.
That's so awesome. And there's a lot of love for Paige. Everyone's like, we love when Paige came in. It didn't skip a beat. The fans are loving all the characters really. And just a comment that someone just made was how all the characters really grew. We grew with all the characters. You know, they might have started in one place, but then we followed them along. And I'm wondering, so this is from @Jardoin814, Bobby Dalton 454, Aisha 11178, all asking a similar question. What was your all's like favorite storyline or arc or moment for your character? And this is for everyone. Rose, you can start since we've got you on.
The hardest one was.
Yeah.
The hardest one. No, it's a good yeah.
BK, go.
Well, what was the question? Now I sound like my son Chris.
You guys are the worst at this.
What was the question?
This is fun.
Story arc.
Yeah, favorite story arc or hardest thing for your character.
The hardest thing for my character was pretending I was really, truly emotionally involved.
Wow.
I'm not a good crier.
Rude.
Oh.
I mean, come on, crying's hard. You know?
And
I had to pretend like, you know, I got emotional. So I think that's always hard.
Called the sociopath next door.
Yeah. Oh man. You know, it's tough. You know, when you roll onto a set and you have Rose and Holly and Shannon and, you know, these actresses that have been proven themselves as good actors, and, you know, to come on and try and, you know, play next to them, it's a little intimidating. So, you know, there's a lot of work that goes, hell fucking yeah, excuse me, but it's tough. And you know, you got to step up and you got to have the chemistry and connect.
I want to know.
It's family therapy.
So it's you know, it's pressure. And I think any storyline, especially when you have to emote more, it's you know, I wind up questioning my abilities, and you know, that's you know, when you're around good actors, it's tough.
Oh,
Thank you.
Felt that way? I don't think so. And the fact that never registered on my radar in any way, and I'd like to think I'm fairly perceptive. I never sensed that from you, so you're always holding your own bit, and more.
Thanks. I see. I'm a pretender.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what my ex-wife said.
They call that acting, Brian. That's your acting.
Oh.
We see the puppy.
Yay!
Puppy.
Holly, you should get extra like behind you're like doing tech work right now. This is great.
Yeah. A percentage cut of something.
Yeah.
Drew, you joked around about it, about being there, but I think you were a huge character in the ongoing storyline of the Charmed series, because, you know, we already grew up and met all the Charmed ones, but now we're getting to see their offspring and their children, and, you know, in comic books written about them. You know, what was it challenging for you, like popping back and forth, coming in as the older son from the future? You know, what was a challenging moment for you?
I think the most challenging thing is kind of dealing with all the fan fiction posts.
Sure.
You did not.
No, yeah, let's talk about it. That's a real thing. It's okay.
No, we cannot talk about it. This is a family show.
Drew, if you do that, there will be more. Please do not open that can of worms.
Was it like Twilight fan fiction? Like some 50-year-old lady that wrote it imagined?
No, it's worse.
It's way worse than that. Holly, why don't you share?
I'm not. No.
Because I know they make books about Charmed, and we lived. Paige and Piper and Phoebe and Leo and Chris, we all live on, which is amazing. But are you talking like something else that goes deeper and weirder? Like
way deeper,
way weirder.
Way
super dark.
Yeah, Rose. Rose.
What happened to you?
Rose, there's definitely there's like two canon storylines, like comic books that are written by the writers that continue on. But what Drew's referring to are just make-believe stories that people write, you know, online and on social media.
No. People make pictures of.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, like fantasies, like role playing. It's real. It's real weird out there.
On a porn star.
Sort of. But
oh yeah, that's been done to me.
but with
but like family relationship between Brian and myself.
No.
oh my
Yeah.
God, nobody Google this.
There might be kids.
Nobody, everyone's Googling it.
No, really, don't.
You really don't.
Calm down right now.
It's so dark.
I thought everything was wholesome.
Oh God, no! It's so horrible.
Oh my God.
Well, let's talk about real
All right.
storylines. Holly and Rose, we want to hear
let's
about
add
your,
some
your
sanitizer.
favorite storylines, or most challenging, really, is the question out there. What your most challenging story arcs or storylines were?
Challenging. Oh gosh, challenging.
Dancing on the bar.
That was challenging.
Um,
That was challenging.
I wasn't there for that, but you were telling me about it.
Yeah, it was traumatic for sure. I'm not, in case you haven't noticed, I'm not an overtly sexual person, especially on screen. Like that, the hardest things for me to do is to like do romantic scenes or happy scenes, which says a lot about me. Shut up, Drew. Shut up, Drew. So what child is this of mine that's interrupting?
I'll bring him on.
Hannah, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because it will be Finley, and he'll be like, "Hey, Drew,
Yeah, let me talk to Finley.
go away, children. This is my life now.
Go away, children.
My life."
That should be the name of your memoirs, Holly. Go away.
Yeah. So the overtly sexual stuff, and then also like Brian, not that you're not lovely, but being like even romantically in love, selling a relationship for 8 years, even having a relationship for 8 years in real life is hard. So there is that. So the fact that we pulled it off and people aspire to this relationship is a testament of how well you did, BK.
Yeah.
Man candy.
Man candy.
We've already got both your memoir titles. It's perfect, Brian. It's Man Candy.
My so-called charmed life.
Go away. Yeah, go away.
No.
You don't like that one?
Rose, we already talked a little bit about you coming into the show, which was already very challenging. But then as your story arc grew and as Paige grew.
Did you just fall down? You did not just fall down.
Oh no, she's gone. I think she's still there.
You did not.
What is going on?
I've been asking the same question the whole time.
This is one of my favorite things. Wait, she's back. She's upright and she's bruised. This is one of my favorite things about Rose is that she looks super glamorous, and she still does at the moment. She looks super glamorous all the time, but she is one of the clumsiest people I have ever known.
The good news is the fans watching right now are loving all of this. I think it shows your relationship is such an important part of like a successful show. I mean, I think it shows with this ridiculous Zoom family meeting that we're having right now.
No, but literally, it's true. Like Rose can injure herself in the most mundane circumstances. Are you bleeding?
True that. Sitting totally still, for instance.
She is the only person I know that can trip going upstairs. She doesn't fall downstairs. She tripped up the stairs. So, I mean.
Wait, what was the question?
We're well off of questions at this point. We're just
talking. It wasn't for you.
Cool. Thanks.
We've careened. We're on that roller coaster that someone was talking about before. Oh, Rose is, yeah. We talked, Holly, you made a good point about being not uncomfortable, but just it being challenging to do the dancing on the bar scene, which was like a classic episode where you were possessed. A lot of possessions, right? A lot of folks like pretending to be each other, a lot of good, sometimes bad, sometimes. And this is actually like a fan question coming out there from Jessica Wright. What was the most fun other iteration of your character that you got to play? So besides just the regular character, when you were, possessed, or I know Leo and Piper got to play each other at one point. Did you have a fun iteration of the character that you had, being good or bad?
Well, I liked Army Leo. G.I. Leo. I like G.I. Leo.
I like playing Piper. Pregnant Leo was probably
great. Yeah, the Sandman.
That
was great. Yeah.
That's
an evil self, Leo. Evil Leo.
Oh, evil Leo.
It doesn't like evil. I got evil Leo's beard going.
Yeah, you had an edge to you.
Drew,
Finally.
were you a vampire or a spider or something? What the frick were you?
I was a spider at one point, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a spider.
You were
See, I tried to make it cool like vampire, but it wasn't, was it? It was a spider.
I turned into a spider. That's fine.
It's fine.
I also turned, when I turned evil, I grew a mullet and walked around with a crossbow.
Duh.
Wow. As one does. As one does.
I mean, come on.
Holly and Rose, people are showing some love not only for Spider Chris Vampire, but also for the goddesses and the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Those
Great episode. It was my first episode.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh my goddess, part 1.
Because I was like, Valkyries, why are we dressed like
Amazon?
Greek goddesses?
Yeah.
It's not correct history, and it drove me crazy.
Good point. Good point.
It's not historically accurate. Also, I'm in a show about witchcraft. I'm also half angels. But so sometimes you got to play one logic against the other and be like, okay, in this world. But I remember just being very upset that it was not historically accurate. Although,
True.
I'm reappearing and disappearing and throwing lamps across the screen. So,
Right. It is the little things. It is the little things. It can get to you. The goddess one was not so fun for me because yet again I was crying. Grandpa, did we lose you? Because I was again crying over Leo and wet from the rain.
you had to cry a lot.
I did, and a lot over Leo. And the Valkyrie one, I just remember there being a lot of fake leather, and it was hot where we were shooting.
Leather.
And, yeah, leather.
Hot.
Wait, I thought that's the one where we were wearing like the white outfit.
No, the goddesses is the white outfit one, and then the Valkyrie ones where you guys were all wearing like
Amazon.
leather.
Oh yeah, that one I was pretty embarrassed.
And Leo had the haircut of Russell Crowe in Gladiator.
Perfectly inaccurate. Like I was thinking the goddess episode. Why
The
are we
Caesar.
was that one was the one that wasn't right. But also the Valkyrie episode, I was always like, because you don't know what's going to happen to you until you open the script for the next week, and you're like, God damn it, now I got to do this, and you're like, God damn it. Like, God damn it.
It's true. It's true. I mean,
you never know what's going to happen to you. Every 8 days, something new is happening to your character. In some situation, you're in a pickle. Either for me, like I had giant, like in the first season, of boobs that like I did a spell that went wrong in my chest for like triple Z. Or like then the next episode, there's a dog that I'm dog walking and it humps my leg, and it had to, and the person off screen all day long had to be like the dog trainer, hump her, Harley, hump her.
Oh my God.
That's right.
I remember that.
Humper Harley.
Humper, Harley, Humper.
Like,
That's
it's
right.
not right.
It's not right. It was not right.
It's funny, but it's still not. It's like your brain is like, this is so funny, but also weird.
Yeah, that was the pickle. Was that any given week they could make us turn into anything or anyone, and they did. They did.
Well, that's a great segue to another fan question, Abby for Proctor. Out of all the storylines, all the recreations and crazy scenarios, was there one that? Oh, sorry, Rose. I think Rose. Was there one that was particularly like? What was the most shocking or the storyline you just like? We can't. Or is there anything that you changed in the end? A lot of fans are asking about like those shocking storylines that just came out of nowhere for you.
Nope.
It was always no space for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Or like a leprechaun is a side of a tree, and I have to wake up and he's straddling my neck. I have a leprechaun around my neck.
Really, it's true. Like, what the hell,
and I don't
folks?
remember the specific storylines as much. I think this is because there's a point, honestly, where you do so many.
Sure.
They kind of blur. I never understood what the heck was going on. What was that Gideon character in?
Oh yeah, Gildard.
Yes. What did he
That
do?
storyline, I never understood what the hell was going on. I still don't understand it, but maybe someday someone will just write me one paragraph to explain it to me.
I got that. I got you.
It was our ode to Harry Potter.
Yeah, it was a Harry Potter wizard school for
That's
young magicians.
Yeah, and that's where Leo ends up at the end teaching, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, evil Leo was born out of that.
right.
I was.
Yeah.
Did Leo teach there too?
I think he does. Right?
I did.
Is that the computer killer, Rose?
What?
Is that Pearl the Destroyer?
Yes.
This is Pearl, the eater of computers. I
Pearl.
mean, gosh, she's so tiny and she still has damage like that. I
We
can't even
are-
be mad because what are you gonna do? What's the point?
Yeah, it's okay. She's cute, luckily, so it's okay if she destroys her computer. We got you.
Anyway.
We got you. Thanks to Holly. Shout out to Holly for just getting you on there, Rose. Nice work. Nice work. We're almost out of time, and this has been just a blast. And the crowd, you guys have to go back and watch the stream because people have just been loving the interaction, which has been awesome. And it's a testament to the show. It really defined a lot on CW and a lot of those kind of series. What's that, Rose?
Do you guys want to stay, everybody? Do you want to stay in family therapy a little bit longer?
I always want to stay in family therapy. Shit.
Yeah, Holly needs a little hand therapy.
That's
You don't
not
want
nice.
to?
Yes, we do. Wait, I have to fix her. I lost her. Hang on.
And with a little like what I think is interesting is, and this is a question from Warren Witches at Warren Witches, and also Al Beback watching on Facebook, because we talked a little bit about, you know, the producers coming in when Rose, when you came in, were like, hey, like they're gonna hate you, like whatever. But then it worked out really great. It was a different social media time, and internet time. Do you prefer having it then? Or what do you think the show would have been like nowadays with all of the social media and all of that influx of people's opinions out there? I mean, it would be a completely different thing. And some fans are just wondering, you know, what do you prefer it where it was, or do you think it would still be alive like it is now?
Well, the fact that it's still resident. Go ahead.
Social media, I mean, I would have gone through avalanches of hate, but me, Rose McGowan, is very used to that, believe it or not. I kind of occasionally stir the pot. I'll get a lot of people yelling at me.
No.
So I'm cool. I just don't look at my phone for that week. It's an easy way to deal with it. I'm like, just doesn't exist in my reality. And that's kind of how I approached, you know, that. But no, I did get a lot of hate mail too. And the metric for fame used to be before the internet really was if you got one piece of fan mail that equaled 5,000 fans. So I was just like, okay, if I get one piece of hate mail, 5,000 people hate me, and each of those 5,000 are 5,000. But also if I get one fan mail, and whatever it was just kind of the loose metric. But it was really hard not being able to speak for yourself. And at that time, you know, it was like crazy. It was a lot like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, like a lot. They're great, but it's the way the media was back then. It was just disgusting. It was like, you know, not too long to finish. I think, you know, it's the Britney head shaving incident, you know, and it was just a terrible time to be famous in a weird way, especially as a woman. It made it really quite not fun because anybody that was not in an Oscar-winning movie was basically stuck in Us magazine and these kind of gossip magazines where they would be like, "Who wore it best?" and like, "Oh, look," and they would circle your hands and be like, "Oh, look at the veins on our hands." Yeah. Now I would be able to like fight back. So I like, you know, and even though obviously on social media, at Rose McGowan everywhere. Even though on social media it's just a little piece of you, it's still a lot more than it used to be. Yeah. And I appreciate that. But also I think people would have, like, it would have been fun to hear them talk about all the clothes. It would have been fun to hear them like the hair and makeup. There would have been a lot of, and like, you know, things like that. That would be really fun, I think. You know, you kind of assume that because people love the show, but you don't know the real thoughts on it, like about like the artistry of it, right? Because we put a lot of work into it.
That's awesome. And I know I speak for a lot of the fans, and I'm just reiterating their love, but then also personally, I want to thank both you, Rose, and Holly for really paving the way for women in entertainment, both through Charmed specifically, and it's, you know, women actor led cast, but then throughout all your work after that as well. So I know all the fans out there appreciate it. And I think that is a true testament of why the series has lasted, because we can go back and watch that and, you know, see the 90s, but we see it through the eyes of these very strong women, which wasn't always the case, Rose. So I appreciate your sentiment there. Any final reflections? I want to go around really quick. There's a ton of fans watching from around the world. And first, the most important question from 3 different people: Jardo in 814, Bobby Dalton 454, and Aisha. How many times did the clock blow up? That's what the current conversation.
Warren's sake.
Yeah, for real though, if you guys were true fans, you would know the answer to this by now.
They know,
Really?
so they're actually quizzing you right now. We know
But you're getting quizzed. They know.
What do
you know
think?
what? Drew? Nobody asked you.
Drew, what do you think? How many times?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's a clock in the house, a grandfather clock in their house that continually.
Oh, that blew up?
Yeah.
That blew up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Once.
Oh my gosh.
In 8 seasons, that seems like roughly like a pretty good
3.
jump.
Okay.
What's the over-under, Drew?
Brian says
over-under would probably, if it's 8 seasons, I'd say over-under is 20, and I'd take the over.
Nice.
Wow.
Brian said 37, so he's going over as well. Holly, do you know, or do you think you know?
I wouldn't be so sure.
You know what? Unless there's a video, it didn't happen. So, and see the YouTube compilation.
37.
Don't send them on that. It's a fool's errand. I'm going to say 70.
It's apparently 7. Everyone's saying 7 out there. So we'll have to go to the tape. Yeah, that's it. Apparently only 7 over 8 seasons.
8.
Because that's literally how many times we did do it.
Nice. Yeah, amount of takes do not count.
Right. It does for us.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank you all again. I think Charmed was a groundbreaking show and really set the stage for a lot of the content that we get now, you know, these kind of fantasy series and sci-fi series. And I appreciate, and speaking for the fans, we appreciate the work you all put into it. People are still binging it now on Netflix. It's still one of the most popular shows on Netflix. So it will continue to have a lasting power. So thank you. I'd love to just go around the digital room one more time and just everybody, because you're not seeing the fans, but I'm seeing them on the side, and they're all just showing their enormous love. And they appreciate you all taking your time out of your day to give them a little break during this craziness. So yeah, go around the room once, just a shout out to the fans, and we appreciate you all for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
Y'all. Stay safe. Wear your
Shout out
mask.
first.
Stay
Go to
safe,
bed
stay sane, everyone.
like this.
Thank you guys so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you all once again.
Yeah, go Rose.
Binge that series. It's a fun series to go back and watch, and for nostalgia on Netflix. Also check out Rose's new album, Planet 9. Again, some funds from that going to support COVID relief, so check that out as well. We are excited to continue to watch your careers. Thank you all once again. Please, Wizard World Virtual Experiences, one more big round of applause for this amazing cast. Holly Marie Combs, Rose McGowan, Brian Krause, and Drew Fuller, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We will see you again next time. If you are still looking to purchase those one-on-one video chats, they are still available and on sale for the next 10 or 20 minutes. We're going to give all these amazing actors a chance to go off and take a quick 15-minute break, and then they will be in their virtual room. So if you've got that already, definitely head to those links now. You all can say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. One more big round of applause for the amazing cast of Charmed. Thank you for what was it?
There.
Good, I'm doing. Say bye, Mike. Bye.
Hey, you know that guy.
There he is.
This is my beautiful wife.
Yeah. Okay.
There's bad things on the internet about you. You should look it up. Just warning you. Bad things. Kids don't need to see. They don't need that.
No,
You been
no one
Googling
needs to
us?
see. Ooh.
And on that note, the camera's going off.
All right, cool.
It's like telling a kid not to touch the hot stove. They're going to touch the hot stove. So you all know what your Google homework is for today. Thanks, Brian. And again, those one-on-one video chats are still on sale, so take advantage of that. We are keeping the autographs and video recorded messages open because we know some of you are not watching this live. You're either working or doing something else at the time, and you're going to watch it a little bit later. So if you're a fan watching this after the fact, autographs and video recorded messages will be open throughout the next few weeks. So definitely take advantage of that. You can go to wizd.me/virtual. Again, that's wizd.me/virtual. The icon is at the bottom of the screen there, so definitely check that out. If you're on Twitch, scroll on down. You can see all the amazing Q&As that we have coming up. Again, shout out to our sponsor for the day. They have Charmed eyeshadow palette from Solo Look Cosmetics. And again, they're offering a discount right now. Just use the code WizardWorld for $2 off your order, and know that $1 from each order is going to be donated to Meals on Wheels. So shout out once again. Just head to solalook.com. Again, that's solalook.com, SOLALOOK.com. Or you can just click on the image under under me. We've got some amazing Q&As coming up. We have Dallas immediately following. Stick around, everybody. At 2 p.m. Pacific time, the cast of Dallas is coming up next, followed by Assassination Classroom on Thursday, Power Rangers Time Force on Saturday, and loads more to come. We've just recently announced a shift in time for the 1996 Yankees. Will happen this Sunday. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, the Dragon Prince anime series, and the voice actors from the amazing world of Gumball, and then the cast of Versailles. Please continue to follow us at Wizard World on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My name is Mike G. You can follow me at Mike G Does Things to get those questions in for each one of these live panels. And again, go ahead and take advantage of those paid exclusive experiences if you can at wizd.me/virtual, and head to the Wizard World Vault for some amazing charms memorabilia from past conventions. That's it for me for now. I'll hang around in the Twitch chat and answer any questions. But if you do have those links to the one-on-one chats, you can head to them now. And if you have, Holly has 2 different sessions, so just make sure you head to the right one where you can ask your more specific questions. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you have to go outside, do wear a mask, and we will see you next time at Wizard World Virtual Experiences. Have a great afternoon, everyone.